What's up everybody, my name is Scotti. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are playing. Why does this look so blurry? I know this ain't my glasses. What's up everybody, my name is Scotti. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing the test. Let's get started with the test. It did seem like quite an existential type of game, so there you go. In order to begin, this is the most important part of this entire experience. You'll be asked a series of questions and you must answer them honestly. Now, when I say answer them honestly, I don't mean answer them how you'd like to answer them. Answer them with truth, even if that's hard to face. I feel like I'm pretty good at being honest with myself, so maybe I'm gonna get the W ending, the best ending. Or would you rather live a lie just to hide from yourself? Okay, dang. What's difficult is self-analyzing your own psyche to evaluate the truths in your own mind and live so that you can predict your future. Like I said, I feel like this is going to be a W for me, so I'm not really worried about it. As long as the answers you provide to the question, okay, we get it, don't lie. We get it. Like a part of your mind that you do not have natural access to. This isn't psychic. This isn't a personality test. It's not. This is simply nature. This is the human brain at work unlocking hidden truths within itself, okay? Well, unlock them then. Why are you still talking? While attempting to answer many of these questions, you'll often wonder things like, well, this answer depends on the circumstances. I feel personally attacked by that because that is me. If there's yes, no, or it depends, I'm the it depends bitch. I invite you to grab a drink of water. Got one. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. We are about to begin with a series of questions, and provided that you're a willing participant, well, I bought the game, so I feel like I'm a willing participant. We will be unlocking some we will be unlocking some substantial information today. Here we go. Okay. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated fairly? I'm mad because the answer theoretically is yes. However, there are some situations in which the answer might be no. Specifically, I'm talking about pedophiles. It's really interesting that here we are, just opening up this game. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated fairly? Yes. Theoretically, yes, I do. Practically, I can't lie. They said don't lie. I'm gonna try not to lie. Everybody with an asterisk, because sexual predators and child molesters, I don't get down with them. I have a motto in my mind that I adopted from someone else, which is pretty much everyone is more than the worst thing they've ever done. And I really try to live by that. I really try to adhere and commit. And for the most part, I do. But when it comes to sexual predators, when it comes to child molesters, pedophiles, I can't lie, because there are some people that I believe that deserve to die. Nope. We're gonna say no. I'm not gonna lie. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated equally? See, it's the same thing. I said no to that one. I'm saying no to this one too. Have you ever invented anything? Not that I know of. Do you believe that you are worthy of someone's time investment? Yeah, I do. Would you consider yourself to be open-minded? For the most part, yes. Would you say you sometimes have trust issues? Yes. Would you be alright with living alone forever? Yeah, I would. Do you always give someone the benefit of the doubt? See, not always. I feel like 98% of the time I would hearken to say 99% of the time. I do. And I'm willing to. But that 1%, ergo, what we have already discussed. No, I can't say that I do. Do you dislike the sound of your own voice? Not anymore. No. Do you like the color blue more than the color black? No. If you found money on the street and knew who it belonged to, would you give it back to them? If I knew who it belonged to, otherwise it now belongs to me. If you knew you would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava? What? If you knew you would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava? I don't know that I would, because I don't know that I want to know what that looks like. I firmly believe there are certain things in life that I was not meant to see, and I think the inside of a volcano, lava, all of that, I feel like that's part of it. I don't think I would. Would you consider yourself to be fat? Probably. Would you say that you have lots of charisma? No. Have you ever wished you could be temporarily frozen? I have. This is all very interesting. Did you realize that the last letter of the Did you realize that the last letter of the previous five questions, when put together, spell the name Satan? I do now. I did realize that when you said it. Oh no, see, this that bullshit. No, I didn't. Does that make you uncomfortable? No, I don't think so. Are you good at finding hidden puzzles? I would say yes. Are you now wondering what other hidden messages are placed within these questions? Well, now I am. I wasn't before. Have you been entirely honest? Yes, I have tried to be. Are you afraid of the consequences for answering questions dishonestly? In this game or in life? In this game, no, not really. Were you aware that there could be potential consequences for answering dishonestly? No, but I am now. Are you wondering how these questions began to take a strange... Did they take a turn? I didn't... I wasn't... I didn't feel like they did. No. Would you consider yourself captivated in this moment? Sure. Very interesting. Would you consider yourself to be brave? Yeah. Do you view yourself as someone with above average intelligence? Probably. Have you been looking for hidden mess? No. Should I have been? Are you now wondering which hidden messages? Do they not all say Satan? Well, now I am. Have you begun to wonder how long this test will take or how many questions exist? Yes, I definitely have. Would you consider yourself to be a patient most of the time? Do most humans? Yes. Do you prefer animals to people? It depends on the animal. If the animal is a dog, the answer is probably yes. Even my dog, who gets on my nerves about 82% of the time. I'll say yes. Do you believe in magic? Real magic? I don't think so. Do you believe in God or the existence of some form of higher power? Yes. Do you fear death? Now that's a good question. Now that's a good question. Sometimes. Not all the time. I didn't used to at all. And now, well, we don't got to get into that, but there was a period of my life where I said we weren't going to get into it. Now we're getting into it because I have no act right. But anyway, do I fear death? There was a point in my time where the answer was no, because I didn't care. And that is a very weird thing to say out loud. And it's kind of complicated. But it didn't make a difference to me whether I was alive or dead. And now I do care. But I do and don't fear death for a completely different reason now than I did before. Because the answer is it depends. I'm going to go on ahead and say yes. Yes. Are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently in a relationship with? Well, I'm not in a relationship with anyone. So, are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently... What does attracted to mean? If I find them attractive, does that mean that I am attracted to them? Because to me, the answer is no. Are you attracted, like, sexually? This is a weird question. Are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently in a relationship with? No. I don't know how to answer this. I'm just going to say no. Did you answer that? Yeah, I tried to. That's a weird question. Are you alone? Am I alone in this room? Yes. Am I alone in this apartment? No. See, this is the problem. When you don't specify, you gotta be specific. Am I alone? In this moment, in this room, yes, I am alone. Are you sure? What you gonna say? Is somebody behind me? I can very clearly see on my monitor there's nobody behind me, so yes, I'm sure I'm alone. If I told you with utmost certainty that there's something watching you, would you believe me? Yes, there's a camera watching me. Have you wondered who I am? No, actually, I haven't, and I feel like I should have. Have you had shivers at any point? No, it's pretty toasty in here. Do you feel like you're being watched? Yes, I feel like I'm being watched. Do you feel like you're watching me? Because I feel like you're watching me. Yes. Have you considered quitting? No, I have not. I ain't no quitter. Do you drink water every day? Yes, I do. Do you realize that there is a high probability that you've missed a plethora of hit? I realize it now. Is your favorite number 7? I don't have a favorite number. Life is short, but it's the longest thing we'll ever do. Do you agree? I mean, theoretically, that's true. Oranges cannot be compared to apples. Do you agree? No, I disagree because they're both fruit, so you can compare them in that way. Venus is sometimes referred to as the morning star. Did you know that? No, but I do now. See, you learn something new every day. Everyone deserves a second chance. Do you agree? Theoretically, yes. Practically, this goes back to the very first question of the game. No, I don't. You can do anything you put your mind to. Do you agree? No, because you can't live forever. Obedience is more important than freedom. No. Did you realize? No, I didn't realize that, but I realize it now that you told me. Do you wish to be loved? I am loved already. You mean romantically? Do I wish to be loved romantically? Sure. Would you consider yourself normal? No. Do you love your parents? I love one of them. So if I don't love both of them, does that mean I have to put no? I love a parent of mine. Do I love my parents? I have to say no. I have to. Do you get angry often? No. Do you hold grudges? I almost said it depends. Well, let's unpack, shall we? I don't feel like I hold grudges. I just act accordingly. That is the best way I can say that. Because I will say I'm not the type of person who's gonna forgive and forget, right? For little petty shit, sure, absolutely forgive and forget. But for bigger things that are my morals, my values, my self-worth, my self-belief, if we have a disagreement extreme enough, I don't think I would forget. Would I hold on to it as a grudge? No. But I'm not going to forget. What does grudges mean to you? Well, what did it say? It said create a scenario in your mind. I don't think I hold grudges. I remember stuff and I act accordingly. But I wouldn't say that I hold grudges. I wouldn't say that. No. Do you believe you have psychic powers? Yes, sometimes. Have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever seen one? No. Have you ever felt the presence of a ghost? Yes. Do you dream often? More often than I want to. Do you have nightmares often? No. I could probably count on one hand the number of nightmares I've had. Do you suffer from anxiety attacks? Yes. Do you suffer from depression? Yes. Is this going to be a depression diagnostic? Is that why you're asking? Is there a particular type of food that you despise? That I despise? Not that I despise. That's extreme. Would you consider yourself emotionally wounded? Yes. Have you ever felt betrayed? Yes. Do you ever feel lost in life? Yes. Would you consider yourself a natural leader? Most of the time. If you could push a button and destroy the world, would you press it? No. Do you sometimes dream of being a hero? I've had dreams about being a hero. Have you ever been bullied? Yes. Have you ever bullied someone else? Not that I know of. Have you ever bullied? I don't think so. I hope not. Because that shit sucks. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? I think so. Not all the time, though. Would you consider I mean, I would say yes for the most part. Would you consider? Hell yes. What? Have you ever fantasized about being a supervillain or performing a heinous slash egregious crime? No. Do you believe in perfection? In people? No. Would you ever kill someone under there are certain circumstances under which yes I would. If it's my life or your life, I'm taking your life or I'm going to attempt to. That just is what it is. If you had one day to live, would you tell anyone? That's interesting. If I knew I only had one day left to live, I don't think I would. Because then you anticipate it. That's the thing why I would never want to know in advance the exact moment, daytime, whatever I'm going to die. Because then you're just living your life in anticipation of dying, possibly trying to prevent it, whatever. And death is supposed to be a surprise. Okay? You're not supposed to know when it's creeping up on you. It's just supposed to grab your ass. So I don't think I would. No. Because there's nothing anyone could do about it, including me. So I would just go on and die, and it would be a surprise like it's supposed to be, and everybody would move on. Have you ever told your darkest secrets? Not all of them. Hell no. Do you trust me even though you know nothing about me? Well, I'm trusting you enough to reveal some personal shit. But low key, if I'm being honest with you, no. Do you know who I am? No, I see you have this little... Is that one of those plague doctor masks? And you got some weird stuff going on in your... You got blood on... Did you just kill somebody? What's wrong with you? Do I know who you are? No, I don't. Well, I know. Good for you. If I appeared behind you right now, would you scream? No. If I told you that I've been behind you this entire time, would that scare you? Well, I can clearly see that you're not. Well, do you mean like as a ghost? If I told you that I've been behind you this entire time, would that scare you? No, I don't think it would. Of course not. That would be silly now, wouldn't it? Me turning around. Would you consider yourself to be empathetic? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be romantic? Probably not. Have you ever been in a physical fight? Yes. Do you ever dance when no one is looking? All the time. Do you trust your best friend entirely with my life? Do you remember your childhood extremely well? Not all of it, no. I don't think anybody does, unless you have a super eidetic memory. Would you rob a bank if you could get away? That's a lot of work. No, I wouldn't. Do you ever dream about running from a killer? I've had dreams about running from something and or someone. Were they a killer? I don't know. I will say, sure, yes. Do you ever dream about falling off a cliff? Off of buildings? Yes. Off a cliff? No. Do you ever dream about being naked in public? No. Do you enjoy scary movies or books? Yes. Do you enjoy comedic television shows or movies? Yes. Do you like being the center of attention? Hell no. Do you feel like something is always watching you? Yeah, sometimes. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go to space? Yeah. Have you ever had an out-of-body experience? Yes, and I hated it. It was horrible. Have you ever punched a nun? I've never met a nun, so no. Are you still wondering why I asked you if you ever punched a nun? I'm not still wondering that. I think that's a very strange question. Do you get starstruck easily? No. Do you hate going to big parties and social gatherings? I feel like hate is a strong word, but for the sake of argument, I will say yes. Is your favorite part of your birthday receiving presents? I don't even get presents anymore, so no. Seriously though, have you ever punched a nun? Have you? Because it seems like you have. I've never punched a nun. Are you now eager to somehow get the opportunity? No, what is wrong with you? If there's a hell, do you think you're going to it? I don't. I don't. But then again, I wouldn't be the one in charge of that decision, would I? Do you enjoy fantasy fiction games? Yes. Do you masturbate frequently? No. Are you wondering what constitutes frequently? No. Are you more than slightly uncomfortable right now? No. Just a little bit. Is your mouth dry? You know what? Now that you mentioned it, it was a little dry. Why did that taste like that? I need to wash this again. That tasted like soap. Does profanity make you uncomfortable? If it did, that would be odd because I cuss a lot. Do you believe in legendary beasts such as the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot? Legendary beasts? Sure. Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot? No. But legendary beasts? Yes, I do. Now that you mention it, all of that for this damn book that I just knocked a bunch of shit around for. But legendary beasts, yes, I do believe in legendary beasts. Next question. Are you poor with money management? Sometimes. I could definitely do a lot better. Choose one of these numbers that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Well, the cursor is on number 1, so I'm going to go number 1. Choose one of these colors that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Black. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. I feel like wretched. Wretched is kind of saying something to me. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Celestial. Oh my goodness. How many times are we going to do this? Intellect. Do you enjoy solving? Hell no. Do you speak more than one language fluently? Not fluently. No. Have you ever visited a country other than your own? Yes. Do you enjoy coffee? Hell yes. Do you believe in demons? Hell yes. Do you believe in angels? If I believe in demons, I have to believe in angels. Are you afraid of sharks? I am afraid of a lot of things. Sharks are one of them. I think sharks are very beautiful creatures. However, I'm gonna just leave them in their home and I'm gonna stay in mine, okay? Did you see a shadow move in your room a few moments ago? No? Hello? Are you here? That's fortunate. Did you send somebody to come get me? Do you ever hear your name being called even when you know no one is calling it? No. Do you think... Having a hard time reading today, apparently. Do things in your home often go missing and then reappear later? In my mind, yes. Because apparently I'm really bad at looking for things. Oops. I answered that wrong. My bad. Do you ever hear footsteps around you when you're alone? Footsteps? No. Do you ever hear random knocking noises? Sometimes. Do you often look at the same... I don't know why I didn't comprehend what I read. Do you often look at the same time on the clock every day? Why? Have you ever felt your feet being grabbed at night while you were sleeping? No, not my feet. However, I did have a dream, and I don't know whether it was a dream or not. It felt a little too realistic to be a dream. I mean, since we're talking about it, we might as well get into it. Listen here. For the vast majority of my life that I have memory of, have been able to lucid dream. And if you don't know what lucid dreaming is when you become aware that you are in a dream and then you can kind of control what's happening. I feel like that's probably not that great of an explanation, but that's the best I could do without Master Google at this moment. And whenever I become aware that I'm dreaming, I'll either wake up or I'll change the dream on demand. And I've always been able to do it. I've never had a problem. Now, there was a scenario a few months ago where I had a dream that didn't necessarily feel like a dream, if that makes sense. It felt quite real. It was my room, but it also wasn't my room, which I realize also doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I was in a bed, but it wasn't my bed, but it was my room. If that makes it, it'll clarify itself in a second, hopefully. It was very dark. You know how in movies it'll be super dark, like they have the spotlight shining in one area and everything around it is super dark. It felt like that. It looked like that. I can't believe that I brought this up unprovoked. There was this thing, for lack of a better word, and it was a dark figure of some kind. And it came out of the darkness and it grabbed my arm. And I was at that point where, oh, this is a dream. But I couldn't wake up. And that has never happened to me. But I knew that it wasn't, well, not necessarily that it wasn't real, but I guess it wasn't real. I knew that it was not waking reality, if you will. But I could not wake myself up. And it was like the weirdest shit I have ever experienced in my life. And I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. It kept repeating. There was a point at which I broke my arm away, but when I blinked, I was back where I had started, and it had my arm again. It wasn't sleep paralysis, because sleep paralysis is when your body, because your body paralyzes you when you're in deep sleep, and you're paralyzed, but you're not sleeping anymore. You're awake, and that's not what this was, because I was not awake. I was sleeping, and I knew that I was sleeping, but I could not wake myself up, and I couldn't change the dream, and I was just stuck. I remember yelling in the dream, and it was weird because when I woke up the next morning, I asked my sister, I was like, girl, I'm going to ask you a real world question. Did you hear me yelling in my sleep last night? And she goes, well, I heard something. Is that what that was? I don't know. I just turned over and went back to sleep. And I'm like, bitch, are you serious? Somebody could have been murdering me. And she's like, well, now, what was I going to do about it? Anyway, if I'm ever dying, remind me not to call her. But I think I was yelling in the dream and in real life. And I think my sister heard me, but she left me to die, which was really fucked up on her behalf. I took this picture of my arm. What did it say? June 19th. And as you can see, there were 2 scratch marks on my arm. Now, if you look at this same arm, this is it's scarring over now. Because again, that happened on June 19th. But this one, I used a bunch of Neosporin, and then I have bio oil, so it is pretty much healed up. It's gone away. But this happened to me in my sleep. I think that demon or whatever it was that had me in my sleep that one time came back for round 2. Is your favorite color green? I don't have a favorite color. Are you attracted to a family member? Ugh, no. If you won the lottery, would you share the money with anyone? It depends, but I probably would. If you could be the dictator of your own country, no. Do you ever wonder what it would be like to be in prison? No. Who wonders that? Do you like fishing? I've never been, so I can't say. Do you like hunting? I've never been. Do you like camping? I wouldn't like it, but I've never been. Do you like guns? I don't dislike guns. I don't like or dislike guns. Are you getting tired of answering questions? Not yet. Would you consider yourself to be kinky? Oh, what kind of party is this? Do I consider myself, or would I consider myself to be kinky? Maybe. Sure. Eyes are the window to the soul. Do you agree? Do I? I don't think I agree with that. Do you always keep your promises? No one does. I try though. Would you ever completely trust someone who's lied to you? It depends on the lie. Do you ever enjoy being drunk? And being drunk has never been fun. Do you like tattoos? I love tattoos. I'm planning on getting one. Do you enjoy being high? I've been high a couple times, and one of the times was horrible, so no. Do you believe you have a soul? Yes. Did you cry this week? No, I don't think I did. Are you upset with someone right now? In this moment in time? No. Is there someone you're not being completely honest with daily? Sure. Do you understand how this works? No, I don't. I can't even lie to you. If I were to tell you that this entire process was planted here for you, specifically you, to learn something about yourself, and anyone else that bothers using this is just a byproduct of its intention, would you believe? No. What? Are you afraid of being abandoned? Listen. Are you afraid of dying alone? Yeah, I wouldn't want to die alone. Do you worry that one day you'll be unexpectedly murdered? Do I worry about it? No. Will it happen? Maybe. Are you always on guard waiting to fend off an attack? Do you feel like I know you yet? I've answered some pretty personal damn questions. Have you heard any strange noises while answering these questions? I heard my sister go to the bathroom in the kitchen. That wasn't strange though. I think we have enough information about you. Whether you skipped questions answered honestly, you could skip? Where was the option to skip? If anyone has been put in a box in this lifetime, it's you. And that just isn't a feasible thing to do with someone such as yourself. I think you know that too, okay? You don't belong in a box. You belong on a pedestal. No, I don't. I do not belong on a pedestal. Please don't put me on a pedestal. Because you are magnificent. Whether you understand it, realize it, or even accept it. Well, that's nice of you to say. You might not like to think of yourself in that way for the fear of sounding or even feeling arrogant. But let's be real here. Okay? People look at you and your first thought is, what? People look at you and your first thought is negative. You get uncomfortable. They're not looking at you for the reasons you think. They're admiring you. They're even somewhat intimidated. Now, the intimidated part, I feel like I can vouch. Because if I had $1 for the number of times that someone told me that when they first met me, they thought I was a bitch or that I was intimidating or mean, I would be able to retire. But people look at you and your first thought is negative. I don't know if I agree with that. I do get kind of uncomfortable when people look at me, especially if they keep looking. Like, what are you looking at? Do I have something on my face? What? Why are you staring? You give off such a powerful aura about you that people straight up don't know how to handle your presence. They can even appear a bit standoffish at times. I appear standoffish at times. I've been told that as well. But that's not because they don't want to know you. They just don't know how to act around you. I don't know if I believe that. You're not like other people. You think it's a problem with you, but it isn't. Okay, I would agree with that. It's a power to be admired, though it's often misunderstood. Unfortunately, it's often misunderstood even by you. Okay, I can maybe agree with that. You need to understand that no matter what you do, not everyone is going to comprehend who you are and what you're capable of, both good and bad. You will, however, find someone who you can open up to completely because they will be that special key. Why am I having such a hard time reading today? Because they will be that special key to unlock the gate you keep so guarded. Okay, I would agree with that as well. You need to do your best to open up though. Make yourself a bit more accessible. Give people an opportunity to get to know you. They'd absolutely love what they see and hear. You need to build some confidence. Stop it. Why? First of all, that was a personal attack, okay? You need to build some confidence or simply fake it. They won't know the difference, trust me. One thing you do need to be careful of, however, is trusting what people say and taking it to heart when it's negative. People who don't like you for whatever reason don't dislike you because there's something wrong with you. Okay, I can get down with that. They dislike you because there's something wrong with them. No one who truly got to know you could ever dislike someone so astonishingly in depth as you. Alright, now you just laying it on thick. One thing you need to realize is that you may not be as good as some people say you are, but you're definitely not as bad as people say you are either. It's important to live a healthy medium. Okay. If you don't understand yet, one day you will. One day very soon you will. Your secret word is justice. Remember this word. This will come in handy. My secret word is justice. Well, that was the test. Interesting. Well, there you go. That was the test. I actually really liked that. It was quite existential. I'm a very thinking type of person, so that philosophical shit and the existential shit, I get down with it 100%. If you like this game, I think it was like $1 and some change on Steam if you want to play it for yourself and see what result you get. Don't be copying my answers though. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video.